Well, it's difficult to play an angel because I don't know what an angel's like. I've never met one. I've never seen one. You know, so you kind of can't really play an angel. You have to find the things that you connect with in it. You know, and the things that kind of spark your imagination. So I started thinking about, well, he's been on Earth for thousands of years. So how does that affect him? Like, how has he, like in the way he dresses, there are clothes that he's picked up over history that he's kept. So he looks like a sort of odd character because he's got bits of clothing that he's kept over the years. And yeah. Well, on the one hand, I've got the excitement of being a part of it as a friend of Neil and as a fan of Neil's work and the book. But on the other hand, the fan in me sort of says, yeah, this is a big responsibility. You've got to get this right. So it helped to have Neil there every day as the showrunner and at the heart of everything. That made a big difference, I think, for us.
I mean, he's kind of evil, but he's not all bad. I think that's what makes these characters particularly delicious. That although I'm the demon and Michael's Aziraphale is the angel, neither of them are really. He's not that good an angel. I'm not that bad a demon. And together they are sort of each other's yin and yang, really. And it's a buddy movie, and it's a. In a way, it's a love story between these two this very unlikely odd couple. So to get to play every day opposite Michael and with this fantastic dialogue and these great characters, it was a treat, I have to say. I've seen it and I think it's great. I really like it. I think there is something about the book. I think part of the reason people love it so much is it's got a very particular voice, a very peculiar worldview that's sort of utterly unique to that book. And that was always going to be the trick, is to finding a way of transitioning that on screen. And maybe if anyone other than Neil had adapted it, that would have almost been impossible. But because Neil did it, it maintains all his brilliance and madness and genius.
When we really get into trouble is when we stop communicating, when we stop talking. And, you know, good and evil, I think, are symbols here, but you can use it for any kind of argument or conversation or thing where people seem polarized or seem to be, intractably on the wrong side of the fence. And I think you really just have to kind of listen as much as you talk.
I actually became friends with Neil a few years ago, and that turned out to be very lucky because he was making this show and they needed someone who could play a jerk from America. I don't know if he even had to open his contacts. He was just like, I've got the guy. I have his number. Sure. I mean, I think the thing I love about the book, there's a great sentence in the early part of the book where he says, you know, most of the trouble, most of the triumphs and tragedies of humanity are not caused by people being fundamentally good or people being fundamentally evil. They're caused by people being fundamentally people. And so I love the notion that the book examines how everyone has an angel and a demon within them, and ultimately we need to work together to try and lean towards the angel side.
It really was. You don't often do projects where you just feel so close to, especially the creators, and I think working with Neil and with Doug, I honestly have goosebumps just talking about it, just being able to be a part of something where you can just trust. And the funny thing is that as I was filming, I started to realize what a really big deal he was. You know, I was just like, "What's up, Neil?" And then I'm like, "Oh my God! Oh, hi, Mr. Neil."
Yeah,